This video shows how to find out the disk size and the free space on your Linux system. So that is what I am going to be showing you in this video. Probably you want to know how to manage the information you will be making use on your Linux system. Having the knowledge of the disk size may be very important. So to check the file system disk space usage, so you are just going to make use of the df command. So the df command gives information on the disk space usage. So with the df command, this is what I have on my system, for example. So if you look at this, you discover that it is saying here that I am having this available. Out of this, I have made use of this and I have 80% remaining on this particular partition. So that is what that information is giving me now. So with this, I can really understand that, well, I don't have a lot of disk space again on my system. So that can really help me in planning or probably upgrading the system or knowing what I need to do on the system. So that is one information about that. Now, for example, if you want to display information of all the file system disk space usage, for example, you want to display information of all kinds of dummy file systems and all kinds of systems that are very important and those which are not very important. With that, you need the A switch with the same df command. So this is what I have. Then with the A switch, so pressing enter, it gives me more information on the system files and some other directories I have, the partition I have on my system. So with this information, I am able to have a lot more details of the file systems I have on the system and the usage and the space they occupy on the system. Now, as well, if you want to show this information in human readable format, so in this case, I am going to be displaying, for example, the information in gigabytes. So in this case, you discover that what I have here is not really readable or may not be readable enough. So if you are in the same situation, you just need to make use of the H switch. So with the same df command, but in this case with the H switch. So with the H switch, I can have that information. So with this H switch, you can now see that I have this information in gigabytes. For example, I have this, which is 7.4. If you look at what I have at the top here, it only says 7,714. So in this case, this makes it to be much more readable. So you can now find the information here that in this case, I have the total size 9.8 gigabytes. I have made use of 7.4 so far. So that is what the benefit of the H switch. Now, if I want to display the information in megabytes, in that case, I'm just going to be using the M switch. So in this case, with the same df command, but in this case with the M switch. So with the M switch, I now have the information in gigabytes. So that is what I have in this case. Then what if I am only interested in, for example, the information of a directory, for example, on my Linux system? So for this case, for example, I may be interested in looking at the information of the home partition. So with the same df command, but in this case, I'm going to be making use of the H and the T switches. So I am interested in the home switch, the home partition. So pressing enter, it gives me more information about that. So you can see that this particular home partition, I have 80% of the storage located in that particular area. That means 80% has been used out of the 9.8 gigabytes I have in this case. Now, what if I am interested in certain file extensions? So I can still make use of the same df command, but in this case with the X switch. So in this case, so that is what I'm going to be looking at in this case. So that means I'm only interested in this. That means I want to have the extension included. So with the T switch, ext. So with this information now, I now have more information about this particular file extension, this particular file system type, the ext3 file system type. So that means I'm only interested in that particular type of files. What if I want to exclude this particular extension? So this type of file type, I am going to be making use of the X switch. So that is going to be the same df command, but in this case with the X switch, then I want to exclude this. So excluding that, it gives me as well this information about the file system usage on my system. Now I want to display the information of the file system in bytes instead of megabytes or gigabytes. I want to display the information in bytes. So to do that, it is going to be with the K switch. So with the K switch, I now have this information in bytes. So that is one thing I have. Now, if I want to display the information in gigabytes, I can make use of only the I switch. So with the I switch, this is what I have about as well about this the usage of this information I have on my system. While with the capital T switch, I can display the file system type I have on the system. So with the file system, with the T switch, you can see that these are the file system types I have on the system, and I can easily identify the amount of storage that is being occupied by each type of the files I have on my system.